Kylie Jenner showed up to her mom's 70th birthday party, looking absolutely stunning in a white backless gown. But there was one person noticeably missing from this star-studded celebration. Timothée Chalamet, Kylie's boyfriend of over 2 years, was nowhere to be seen. And, naturally, the internet immediately started speculating. Are they broken up? Did he ghost the family? Is the relationship over? Well, let me tell you what's actually going on, because the truth is way more interesting than the rumors. So let's get into it. Kris Jenner turned 70 on November 5th, 2025, and celebrated with a massive James Bond-themed party on November 8th at Jeff Bezos' $165 million mansion in Beverly Hills. I mean, when you're Kris Jenner, you don't just throw a party at any old venue. You get the richest man on earth to host it for you. The guest list was absolutely insane. We're talking Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, Oprah Winfrey, Mariah Carey, Adele, and Rich Paul. Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, Martha Stewart, Snoop Dogg, Justin and Hailey Bieber, and of course, all of Kris's kids were there. All of her daughters showed up looking incredible. Kim Kardashian channeled Halle Berry's iconic Bond girl look in a purple sequin gown. Khloe wore a custom sparkly dress by Ludovic de Saint-Cernan with Lorraine Schwartz jewels. Kourtney came with her husband Travis Barker in matching black tie attire. Kendall Jenner was there, looking stunning as always. And Kylie arrived in that white plunging gown that showed off her curves perfectly. But she arrived alone, no Timothée. Now here's where it gets interesting. Even Scott Disick, Kourtney's ex, showed up to the party. Tristan Thompson, Khloe's ex, was there too. These are exes of the family, and they made time to show up. So when people noticed that Kylie's current boyfriend, the guy she's been dating since April 2023, wasn't there, the speculation started immediately. Social media went crazy. People started questioning whether they were even still together. The Daily Mail actually published a report claiming that Timothée had dumped Kylie. That story went viral instantly. Everyone was talking about it. The breakup rumors were everywhere. And you can understand why people jumped to that conclusion, right? When you skip your girlfriend's mom's milestone 70th birthday party, especially when it's at Jeff Bezos' mansion with half of Hollywood in attendance, people are going to ask questions. But according to multiple sources who spoke to Us Weekly and People magazine, Timothée and Kylie are actually doing great. They're still very much together. In fact, sources say they're really in love, and their relationship is very serious. So if they're not broken up, why didn't he show up? Well, the official reason is that he's currently filming. According to a source who spoke to Us Weekly, Timothée wasn't at Kris's party because he is filming 2 huge projects right now, and is working. He has been on set for Dune, but he and Kylie FaceTime every day. Timothée is currently filming Dune Part 3 with Zendaya. That's a massive production. And when you're the lead actor in a franchise that big, you can't just take random days off to fly across the country for a party. The shooting schedule is intense, and there are hundreds of people depending on you being there. So, from a purely logistical standpoint, it makes sense that he couldn't make it. But here's the thing. Some people aren't buying that explanation entirely. Because while work is definitely a factor, there's apparently more to the story. According to sources who spoke to Rob Shooter of Shooter Scoop, Timothée is allegedly uncomfortable with the whole Kardashian media circus. A friend of his reportedly said, "Big events like that just aren't Timothée's thing. He's shy, private, and honestly a little overwhelmed by the whole Kardashian media circus. The red carpets, the cameras, the noise, it's not him." And honestly, that tracks. If you've followed Timothée Chalamet's career, you know he's always been extremely private about his personal life. He rarely talks about his relationships in interviews. He doesn't post his girlfriends on social media. He keeps that part of his life very guarded. In a recent interview with Vogue, when they asked him about Kylie, he literally said, "I don't say that with any fear. I just don't have anything to say." That's pretty clear. He's not interested in making his relationship part of his public persona. Sources close to the situation have said that the Kardashian Machine scares him. And look, that's understandable. The Kardashians are one of the most famous families on the planet. Every move they make is documented, photographed, analyzed, and turned into headlines. Their lives are basically an open book. For someone like Timothy, who's built his career on being a serious actor and maintaining some level of privacy, that world must feel overwhelming. According to insiders, Timothy respects Kris Jenner. He's not avoiding the party out of disrespect to her or the family. It's more about his own comfort level with that kind of massive, high-profile event. One source said he would rather spend quiet, private time with Kylie, watching movies or having intimate dinners, than attend a party with 300 A-list guests, paparazzi everywhere, and cameras constantly flashing. And apparently, Kylie understands this about him. Sources say she's completely supportive of his need for privacy. Even though she grew up in the spotlight and her whole life has been documented on reality TV, she reportedly values the privacy they have in their relationship. One insider told People magazine, she knows he's not going to pose for every family photo or attend every party. That's never what their relationship is about. He keeps her grounded and she loves that about him. This isn't the first time Timothy has missed a major event in Kylie's life either. Back in August 2025, he also missed Kylie's birthday party because he was filming Dune Part 2 in Europe. But according to sources, he still made a huge effort to make her feel special. He sent gifts, they had a FaceTime call, and he apparently coordinated with Kylie's friends to arrange meaningful gestures that made her feel loved. Then, a few days later, they reunited in Hungary near his film set, and they were spotted having coffee together looking happy. So this pattern of him missing events but still maintaining the relationship is nothing new. It's just how they operate, and sources say it works for them. According to Us Weekly, they are very much together and don't need to be in person every day for it to work. They adore each other and really make it work, even with two busy schedules and sometimes not even being in the same time zone. Now, let's talk about the fact that they're in very different worlds. Kylie Jenner is a beauty mogul worth hundreds of millions of dollars, who's been famous since she was a child. Her every move is tracked by millions of followers on social media. She has 400 million Instagram followers. That's not an exaggeration. 400 million people watch what she does. Timothy, on the other hand, is a critically acclaimed actor who's known for indie films and big franchise movies. But he operates in a completely different sphere. He's Hollywood, not reality TV. He's art house cinema, not Instagram culture. But according to people close to them, that difference is actually what makes their relationship work. One source said, they have the same sense of humor and understanding of their two different lives. It just works. Another insider told People magazine that the relationship brings Kylie a sense of calm and stability that she hasn't always had in the past. That's significant, because if you think about Kylie's previous relationships, they were all very public, very dramatic, and very messy. She dated Tyga when she was younger, and that relationship was controversial because of the age difference and the constant scrutiny. Then, she had an on-again, off-again relationship with Travis Scott, the father of her two children, Stormy, who's 7, and Air, who's 3. That relationship was intense, very public, and ultimately didn't work out. With Timothy, things are reportedly calmer, more private, less chaotic, and sources say that's exactly what Kylie needs right now. Interestingly, Timothy has apparently been present in Stormy and Air's lives, which makes Kylie really happy, according to insiders. One source told Us Weekly, everyone adores them together, and he has even been present in the kids' lives, which makes Kylie so happy. That's a big deal. Kylie is a mom first, and the fact that Timothy is good with her kids is probably more important to her than whether he shows up to every family event. But let's be real. The optics of him skipping Kris's 70th birthday aren't great. Kris Jenner is not just Kylie's mom. She's the matriarch of the entire Kardashian empire. She's the one who built this family into the phenomenon they are today. When you're dating one of her daughters, showing up for her milestone birthday is kind of expected. And when you don't show up, people notice. There are reports that some people at the party were gossiping about Timothy's absence. One source said Kylie looked a bit lonely at the party, standing there in her gorgeous gown, while everyone else seemed to be coupled up. Prince Harry had Meghan, Adele had Rich Paul, Justin had Hailey, Travis Barker had Kourtney, and Kylie was solo. That had to be awkward, especially with all the speculation already swirling about their relationship. Social media has been brutal about this. People on Twitter and TikTok have been making jokes and leaving harsh comments. One person tweeted, "If Timothy can't even show up for Kris Jenner's 70th birthday, he's not serious about Kylie." Another comment said, "Kylie deserves someone who will actually be there for her and her family." And someone else wrote, "The fact that Scott Disick showed up but Timothy didn't is embarrassing." But here's the counterpoint to all of that. Timothy and Kylie have been together for over 2 years now. That's actually a pretty significant amount of time, especially in Hollywood. They've been through multiple public appearances together. They attended the 2024 Golden Globes together. They went to the 2025 Oscars together. They made their red carpet debut at the David Di Donatello Awards in Rome in May 2025. And just last month, in October, Kylie was spotted in New York City supporting Timothy at the premiere of his new film, Marty Supreme. They were photographed laughing and smiling at a restaurant together after the event. So this is clearly not a casual fling. This is a real relationship that both of them are invested in. And the fact that they've managed to keep it relatively private for this long is actually impressive. Most celebrity relationships that involve a Kardashian are tabloid fodder from day one. But Timothy and Kylie have managed to maintain some boundaries, which is rare. According to sources, they make an effort to see each other every few weeks despite their busy schedules. Timothy has days off for the holidays coming up, and they're reportedly making plans to spend time together then. One insider told People magazine, "Timothy talked about Kylie all the time while filming Marty Supreme." That doesn't sound like someone who's checked out of the relationship. That sounds like someone who's genuinely in love. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. There's this whole thing with Timothy's fans, specifically a group called Club Chalamet. This is a notorious fan account run by a 58-year-old woman who has allegedly been encouraging other fans to make Kylie feel unwelcome at events. Yes, you heard that right. A grown woman in her late 50s is running a fan account dedicated to a 29-year-old actor and actively trying to make his girlfriend uncomfortable. It's bizarre and honestly kind of sad. These obsessive fans have been vocal about not liking Kylie. They think she's not good enough for him, or that she's too Hollywood or too reality TV for someone as serious as Timothy. It's gatekeeping at its finest, and it's toxic. But according to sources, this fan drama doesn't negatively impact their relationship. They're adults. They know how to tune out the noise. There's also been criticism about the fact that Timothy doesn't follow Kylie on Instagram. She follows him, but he doesn't follow her back. People have taken that as a sign that he's not fully committed, or that he's embarrassed by the relationship. But honestly, that might just be his way of maintaining boundaries. He's never been someone who uses Instagram in a personal way. His account is mostly promotional stuff for his movies, so the fact that he doesn't follow his girlfriend might not mean anything deeper than he just doesn't use social media that way. But I will say, there is something to the argument that if you're serious about someone, you show up for the important moments. And your girlfriend's mom's 70th birthday party, hosted by Jeff Bezos with half of Hollywood in attendance, is definitely an important moment. Even if you're filming, even if you're busy, you find a way to make it work, if the relationship is truly a priority. So I understand why people are questioning his commitment. On the flip side, maybe we need to stop judging relationships based on public appearances. Just because someone doesn't show up for every event doesn't mean they're not committed. There are plenty of relationships that work perfectly fine behind closed doors, even if they don't look picture perfect on Instagram. And maybe Kylie and Timothy have an understanding that works for them, even if it doesn't make sense to the rest of us. According to the most recent reports, Timothy and Kylie are going strong. Multiple sources have confirmed to People magazine and Us Weekly that they are really in love, doing great, and very serious about each other. So, despite the speculation, despite the absence at the party, despite the social media chatter, they're apparently still together and happy. But I do wonder how long they can maintain this dynamic, because the Kardashians are not going away. There will be more family events, more birthdays, more holidays, more moments where Kylie's boyfriend is expected to show up. And if Timothy keeps skipping them because he's uncomfortable with the spotlight or because he's busy filming, at some point, that's going to become a bigger issue. You can only use the "I'm working" excuse so many times before people start wondering if there's something deeper going on. And let's be honest, the Kardashians are used to their partners being all in. Kanye was all in with Kim. Travis Barker is all in with Kourtney. Even Travis Scott, for all his flaws, was very publicly involved with Kylie's life when they were together. So Timothy's more reserved approach is definitely different, and it's unclear whether that will work long-term for a family that thrives on being in the public eye. There's also the question of what happens when Timothy's filming schedule calms down. Right now, he has a built-in excuse for not attending things. He's shooting Dune Part 3, which is a massive commitment. But once that wraps, and once his press tour for other projects slows down, will he start showing up more? Or will he continue to keep his distance from the Kardashian world? That's going to be telling. Some people are speculating that this relationship has an expiration date, that eventually the differences between their worlds will be too much to overcome, that Timothy will want to settle down with someone outside of the Hollywood spotlight, and Kylie will want someone who's more present and more willing to be part of her public life. But other people think they're proving that you can make it work even when you're from two different worlds, that love doesn't require you to be at every single event or post about each other constantly. At the end of the day, only Kylie and Timothy know what's really going on in their relationship. The rest of us are just speculating based on who shows up where and what sources are saying. But I will say this. If I were Kylie, I'd want my boyfriend at my mom's 70th birthday party. That's a milestone moment. That's a once-in-a-lifetime celebration. And even if he's busy, even if he's filming, even if he's uncomfortable with the cameras, you make it work. You fly in for a few hours, you show your face, you make your girlfriend feel supported. That's what partners do. So while I understand the explanations, and while I believe that they probably are still together and doing fine, I also think Timothy's absence sends a message, whether he intended it to or not. And that message is that he's not fully embracing Kylie's world. He's keeping one foot out, and eventually, that might become a problem. Do you think Timothy should have shown up to Kris's birthday party, even if he was busy filming? Or do you think people are overreacting and he's allowed to prioritize his career? Comment below and let me know your thoughts. And if you want to stay updated on Kylie and Timothy's relationship as more details come out, make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell. This story is far from over, and I'll be covering every development. Coming up next, I'm breaking down the drama between the Kardashians and another celebrity couple that has everyone talking. You're not going to want to miss it.